Hi everybody. Tonight I'm going to be shooting NGC 7023, which is the Iris Nebula. I'm not actually in my shed, I'm actually outside because my field of view in the shed isn't great and I have to go out in my front yard. But I'm actually using the ScopeBuggy. I just got a new ScopeBuggy that I wheel it out and I can actually use it to go onto my lawn. I was imaging last night and it worked really well. The guiding was fabulous, so I figured I'd show you what that's all about, or how it's working. Also, I'm using the ZWO EAF, the electronic automatic focuser, and that works pretty well too. Okay, just a few things here. I just turned on my cooling aid, and it's going to cool down to minus 10 degrees. It's still light out, it's dusk out, so it's not ready for imaging yet, but I can focus and frame it. Right now I got it pointing towards north, and this is Polaris here, and I could use it to do the framing. But I'm actually going to go to Vega. Let me go to that right now, show you how to do that. First off, I'm going to turn on my scope. And it usually takes a second. Sometimes it goes a lot quicker than that. I'll connect the focuser up.
Focuser connected.
Okay, and I'll connect my filter wheel.
Filter wheel connected.
Okay, and as I said, I'm going to zoom over to Vega. So I go to Object, Stars, Vega, hit OK. And I'll just press go to, and away goes my mount. And I'll turn on live view so you can see it scrolling around. Now, one thing I should say, last night when I was out, I set everything up, leveled it, and I did a 1-star alignment, and that's all that was needed. I did that using the hand controller. Now, today when I did it, when I finished off last night, I just pressed park, and today I set it up in almost the exact same position, so I didn't have to realign it. Okay, so anyways, we're going to come over here to Vega. I can actually, it's in the field of view, it's not perfect, so I'm going to plate solve on it. Just press point craft, object, Vega, it's already highlighted, and I'm going to press solve.
Image solved.
Press sync, and I'm going to press object, make sure Vega is highlighted again, press go to plus plus,
exposure started, exposure finished, cooling finished, go to plus plus finished.
Okay, now I'm all plate solved, and what I'm going to do next is press the sync button right here, and now my mount is actually synced with plate solving, so now it's really accurate. Okay, now I'm going to focus it. Now, there's a couple ways you can do it with this new Zeb focuser, and I'll demonstrate. First off, and I did this once before, I'm not an expert at using the frame and focus method. I like the Bahtinov mask, but I'll do it with this thing.
Clock event closing.
Alright, so I'll do the frame and focus, and you could just start adjusting it right now, or you can press this automatic focusing aid, and I'm going to press run, and it's going to give me an error because I got to go to the image preview 1:1. So you come over to camera where it says imaging, image preview, and go 1:1, and then it makes it really ugly looking, but you press run,
exposure started,
and it'll do an automatic.
Exposure finished. Exposure started. Exposure finished. Exposure started. Exposure finished. Exposure started. Exposure finished. Auto-focusing finished.
Okay. And I'll just turn it off, turn this off, and don't look that bad, I guess. Let me turn off this preview 1-to-1 because it looks horrible. And go back to the normal thing, and it looks pretty good. Let's put on the Bahtinov mask and see what that looks like. Okay. I just put on the Bahtinov mask, press live view, and that looks pretty good actually. Let's do the Bahtinov aid. So here, press calculate. Focus is close, 0.67. Let it go for a minute. Now, I can get it closer, I think, using the Bahtinov mask. I think I can do better than the automatic focusing did, to be honest with you. So I'm going to go to the step size down here. I'm going to make it 20. And I'm going to press this button over here once. See what happens. Yeah, that made it worse. So we're going to go the other way. Do it again. Yeah, I'm really screwing it up, huh? Yeah, go back this way. Should have left well enough as it alone. Okay, now we're getting good here. I spoke too soon. Okay, now that looks pretty good here. That looks really good. When it gets below 30 or 0.3, it looks pretty good. Let's see what it looks like. Ah, look at that. That's a nice Bahtinov mask looking thing. Okay, well, that's it for now, and I will maybe check back with you later on. Well, hey everybody, I'm back. It dawned on me that I'm actually going to be imaging with green and possibly blue tonight, if the weather stays clear. And so I put, it was, when I framed and focused a second ago, or a minute ago, it was with the luminosity. So now I've got the blue, the green filter on here. And it's supposed to be power focal, but it's always a good idea to check, you know. So here we go. I'm going to Bahtinov 8 on here. It looks pretty good. And yeah, that's pretty good. Look at that. As I said, anything below 0.3, it's good. So right now the focus is really good, and now I'm just waiting for it to get a little bit darker. Okay, actually maybe I'll slew over to the iris to see what it looks like. Hold on, let me take the Bahtinov off. Okay, so now what I'm going to do, I'm going to go to Gear, and I'm going to go to Object, Deep Sky, and Iris Nebula, go to, and this little circle, it puts up the circle of where the iris should be once it goes to it. Okay, we'll wait till it's done. Alright, and I think this is it down here, so it's not exactly perfect, but better than trying to find it by hand. So now we're going to use Pointcraft. I was painting all week, so pain on my mind. So make sure that's highlighted. Press solve.
Image solved.
Okay. Go to objects down here. Make sure iris is highlighted. Press OK. Press go to. Yep, I forgot. It's telling me I forgot to sync it. So yes, you want it to sync it. So yeah, anytime you use the go to ++, you got to press a sync button prior to it, so it syncs the coordinates.
Exposure started. Exposure finished. Go to ++ finished.
Okay, well there it is. Boy, is it's pretty bright out there still, so I'm not really gonna try imaging yet. What I could do is set up PhD2, however. I could get the auto guider set up while I'm waiting, so maybe I'll do that right now. And minimize everything. Hopefully that's not too bad for you. Here's PhD2. There we go. Okay, let me come over and press connect all. Begin the looping. Auto select star. And it's going to give me this little warning here because we're fairly close to the celestial, or they want us to be closer to the celestial equator, but we can't have, beggars can't be choosers, so you just press OK and hope for the best. And again, I was already doing this last night and the night before, as a matter of fact, and I was, you know, really, I had some really good guiding going on, so I'm not too worried about that. I'm gonna turn this off. Maybe I'll come back to this later because it's gonna take a little while to guide, and no point having you guys watch this. Okay, well I'm back now, and it's guiding. Here's the guiding. It's going pretty well. 0.26 down there for total guiding, and I'm going to set up the camera now. Might as well start taking pictures. Sky's okay right now. It's going to get better though, I think. I hope. Transparency is questionable, and my neighbor has a bunch of lights on, so to make matters worse. But anyways, so first we come over to no plan selected. Here's NGC M23 or 7023. Edit, and I'm going to change it to green, and we'll do 60 counts, which is an hour and a half because I'm doing 90-second exposures. Update the current. Press OK, and press the start button.
Exposure started.
And we'll see what we get. Okay, well I'm back, and here's what the first exposure looked like. Well, it's actually, let me maximize it here. Well, it's not too bad, I guess, for green. Hi everybody, yeah, I'm back again, and it's a couple of nights later. It actually never got clear. It actually got worse as the night went on. So anyways, I'm back a couple nights later, and I'm shooting more luminosity. I've finished off in all the other colors, this is RGB, and now I'm trying to get some more luminosity data, and it is clear out tonight, and you can see what I'm imaging right now, the iris, and it's coming in real good. Make it bigger so you get a better view of it here. So, and let's check out my guiding.
Exposure finished. Dithering started.
Here it is. So here's my auto guiding, and look at that. The total is like 0.21, which is really good. Anyways, we'll see you later.